Uh, all right, so hello all. This is Kian, and today I will be giving you all a basic tutorial on how to, make stuff in Blender. We're going to make a plane. Actually, what am I even saying? We're just going to make a plane, a Ki-44, in fact. So first, when you download Blender, you open it, you'll get a screen like this. Now, you may be wondering, how do I move around? Because that's also the first thing I wondered when I opened Blender. So if you're on a PC, you want to hold down the middle button of the mouse, and yeah, that is how you move it around. Now if you're on a laptop, then you want to go to Edit, Preferences, and there was setting here, I forgot. Where was it? I forgot. Lol. uh, Add-ons, navigation, depth, input. Yeah, in input there's a setting called emulate 3 mouse button. Now if you do this, and then you can use alt, and then you should be able to move around using the left mouse button, alt and left mouse button. But since I have a mouse, I'm not going to use that. We're going to toggle this off. All right, so we're going to first of all find some references. So we're just going to Google Ki-44 blueprints. Now look for any one of these. You want it to offer 4 views: top, bottom, front, and side. Now this one is the same one I chose, and I don't know why it's so blurred, but yeah, you can see it shows the bottom view, top view, front view, and side view. So yeah, that's what we're going to use. We're just going to drag it in to Blender and just drop it like that. Now we're going to just set all these values to 0. Now we're going to scale it up, bring it down. Now you want to go to data and select, make sure that these two values are toggled on, because if they aren't, you can see what happened. All right, so yeah, toggle these two on, grab it in, bring it down, and you also want to decrease the opacity to like 0.5. Okay, so you're going to do this, scale it out, and you want to align the axes, like the middle axis, with the green one or red one. It's your preference. We're going to deal with that later. So yeah, just about here is fine. Then we're going to duplicate it, rotate it 90 degrees, move it just about here. Then we're going to do this, rotate it minus 90 degrees, go to this view, rotate it minus 90 degrees once more, and then we have to align these blueprints with each other. I'm going to show you how to do that. Now you want to take the default cube, or you can delete it and add another one. I don't know why people do that, but they do, so I don't know. I'm going to just bring this, just going to scale it up to the edge where the plane ends. Then we're going to do this on the same side. Now we're going to take the blueprint and align it. All right, this seems good. This seems good. We're going to now we're going to take this over here, do it just where it ends, and do it just where it's the top of the canopy. Now we're going to go to the other side and just bring the plane down once more and align it. All right, now that's done. So Since this is a radial engine plane, we're going to not use a cube impact. We're just going to use a cylinder with 32 vertices. uh, you do not want to mess with it, it's fine. So if you're using another plane which has more of a cubish shape, squarish shape, for example a P-51, you want to start with a cube and then bevel it and then use it, but that's something which I will look into later. I'm going to bring these two blueprints just about here. Then I'm going to select these vertices right here and delete them. I'm going to just use these ones, scale them down. That's S if you did not notice. So if you want to rotate it, you want to click on R and then 90 degrees or any other angle you want to rotate it to. Uh, if you want to move it around freely, then you're gonna click on G, grab, or you can just use these. Both are fine. That's some things done. Now uh, we're going to select this and move it just. Actually, we're going to move it just to here. This is fine. Okay, okay, this needs to be rotated 80 degrees. I forgot to do that. No worries though. You can just align this to this. I'm going to bring this just about here. Seems fine. We're going to extrude it, scale it up. This is a bit misaligned, tad bit misaligned. That's not ideal. We'll just do that a scale. Now, what's a mistake many people make is they will try to completely align stuff using blueprints. That's actually very hard to do, and you're going to waste a lot of time if you do that. So you don't want to do that. Just eyeball it a bit. It doesn't matter. Now we're going to go to Z for wireframe mode, and then select all of these vertices and then extrude. All right. Now, if you do not go to wireframe mode, you just stay in solid mode and select all these, then this is what's gonna happen. And yeah, you're going to get a screwed up model that way. So we do not want to do that. You can also just select the face and then extrude. It's your choice anyways, to be honest. So we're going to scale this up. Then we're going to use a control loop and then control and R, and that way we can just scale it up, get it the perfect shape or what shape we want it to be. Then we're going to extrude this side a bit right about here. Now this plane has a lip right here. We're not going to bother about that, we'll look at it later. We just want to align this with this, and then we're going to add another control loop, do it again, another control loop, do it again. So yeah, that's about it. Now we're going to select this face, E, extrude, and scale it just about the shape of the spinner and extrude it out once more. So we're going to scale it just about here. Okay, I'm not going to bother with that. Instead we're just going to do this, add a control loop, scale it up, another control loop, scale it up. Then we're going to extrude it, scale it down, and extrude it a bit more. That's the part of the gun, if I'm not mistaken, right here. Now, this is a cowling. The cowling's been done. Now we're just going to extrude, scale it a bit down, You see there's a slip right here, and that's what I want to get. So I'm just going to extrude it a bit, scale it up, and yeah, we're going to repeat this few more times until we reach the edge of the plane. And that's a bit different part. I will show you how to do that later. So we're just going to do this, and we also want to go to this view right here and see if everything aligns with this. So as you can see, it's not aligned here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to align this by selecting this button. If you don't, then it will also affect the other axis. If you just use scale, that this is gonna happen, and we do not want that. So we're just going to scale this one down, also scale this down as well. We're also going to scale this down, and yeah, that looks fine. So yeah, we're going to move right about here. Now this lip extrudes out. This is something we'll look into later, all right? So we just want to look for the plane, make sure it goes smoothly. All right. Okay, this I did not save it, so I'm just going to do that right now. Control S, Ki-61, Ki-44, Ki-44 dot blend, enter, enter. All right. So yeah, so we're just going to do this, scale it down just until we get the perfect shape. Do not bother with the canopy. That is something I will teach you later how to do. So we're just going to do this, scale it just where the rudder ends. Starts actually, not ends, but yeah, this is an extrusion of the rudder. This is something we'll look into later. All right, we want to do this right about here and then leave it. All right, we want to elect it, we want to select it and get it to the edge where the rudder starts. We're going to deal with this fin later on. Now we're going to go to top view and align these all. Okay, so right about here, if you're wondering what that extrusion is, that's the part of the wheel, I think, tail wheel, or maybe not, I don't know. Anyways, yeah, we've got a very basic and good looking fuselage model right here. Now we're going to add a canopy. For that, we're going to go to mesh, add a cube. Now we're going to select the cube, and all right, we're going to align this with this part of the canopy. We're going to do this right here, and now you want to select these two edges. You want to change it to edge and then select these, and then you want to bevel them. So I'm going to bevel them, add 3 should be fine. So yeah, we're going to select this and then align this with this. Do not bother getting it to align perfectly, that's going to waste a lot of time if you try to do that. All right, so we're going to do this, align this a bit, and we're going to actually, I'll just align it a tad bit more. Yeah, I use G key for that if you're wondering. G grab. All right, next we're going to did this rotate? Yeah, it appears to have rotated. No worries. So we'll delete these vertices and then select these and scale them in this direction to 0. Okay, you can look right here, y-axis 0. Now we're going to extrude this backwards, add a vertex and scale this down a bit. We're going to actually scale this down a bit and then move it down. All right, next we're going to do this one more time right about here. All right, now we're going to do this, then this. All right, we're going to scale it down. Now we're going to go to the top view and then align this part. All right, this may be a bit irritating, but yeah, I think this is just fine. So we're going to add a control loop here. We're going to extrude it and then scale it to not to 0. In fact, we'll just scale it down a bit, and yeah, that edge looks good to me. Looks good to go. All right, then what we're going to do for the front part of the canopy is we're going to first delete this face right here and select only some of the top vertices, not all. You do not want to select all of them. So we're going to select all of them. No, not all of them, the top ones, and then we're going to align these ones. All right, this seems good. We're just going to move it down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select these two mesh edges and then do the same thing on the other side. And yeah, if you're wondering what key I use for this is F. All right, F key. Now this is our basic canopy done. Now what we're going to want to do is go to modifiers, add modifier, search. You want to add boolean modifier. Okay, boolean. Now we're going to select which object, cylinder. Now we're going to click Control and A, and now you can see. All right, so yeah, but that's something I will do a bit later on. So I reversed it, but you do not want to reverse it. Instead, you just want to keep it. Now what we're going to do uh, is we're going to make the wings of the plane. So some blueprints show you aerofoil, and that's good. You can just use the aerofoil as a reference, but this one does not, so I am going to have to make my own. We're going to add a cube, scale it down just about here, scale it down. This looks good. So actually, you know what, never mind, we're just going to do this. We're going to select this and make a basic aerofoil shape. So yeah, we're going to extrude it once more and then scale it down. This if you cannot get it to align perfectly, that's all right. You do not really want to bother with that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to delete this. We're going to add a control loop right down the middle, and then we're going to take the middle vertex and extrude it out a bit. So that's how. Now if you do not do this and leave it like straight, it's going to look bad, and it's also going to make U-wing a bit harder. All right, so we're just going to do this, select this, and then we're going to scale this down a bit, extrude it so that way, and do the same thing. We're going to take the middle vertex and extrude it out. So we're going to repeat this until we get a good looking aerofoil shape. So this one seems good to me. Yeah, this one seems good to me. We're going to go to mesh. We do not want to add a mesh, we just want to go to object, set origin, origin to center of mass surface. Now what we're going to do is we're going to delete one of the edges right about here. Delete vertices. Next we're going to select this one, scale it to 0. Alright, in the y-axis. Now what we're going to do is we're going to I'm extruding it out anyways. We just want to bring it right about here, just where it's fine. Alright, next we're going to extrude it once more and then align it with the blueprint once more. So yeah, if you need to add control loops, go ahead, do that. So we're just going to do this and this. We're just going to move it just about here, and yeah, that seems look good to me. Actually going to move these vertices out just a tad bit more, add another control loop and move these vertices just a tad bit so you can get a slight curve going. So yeah, that looks good. Next we're going to extrude this out. We're going to scale this down just a tad bit. Next we're going to extrude it and align it once more, and we're going to repeat this until we get to the edge of the wing. All right, so now we've gotten to the edge of the wing. I've selected this. Now we're going to add a control loop and scale this out. All right, so you want to now go to the front view and align these vertices with the dihedral of the wing. Right, now if you add too many unnecessary vertices, this is going to be a bit irritating to do, but yeah, it's gotta be done. So no excuses. We're just going to do this, align it, and then we're just going to do this right about here. This looks good. Next we're going to move to this side, do the same and repeat this. And yeah, that looks good to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to extrude this vertex by edge 1 once more, scale it up. We're going to scale it. How does this appears to go a bit smoothly, so we're just going to select it to right about here. Then we're going to move this vertex back. All right, that looks good. We're also going to move these vertices a bit back. Now honestly, I really do not care about the topology. The topology does not really matter to me, but some people say it matters, so it's up to you. Next we're going to, obviously this does not look good topology wise, I don't know, but it looks good in SWeb, so I really do not care. Anyways, we're going to extrude this, move it back, and we're going to add another control loop, in fact, and we're going to scale this and align it. So yeah, that's done. Now we want to take these edges and we're going to move it a bit back. So yeah, that looks good to me. So we're going to duplicate it and then scale it -1 and move it to the other direction. Oh, not that way, that way. All right, so this looks fine to me. Now we're going to repeat the same thing for the elevators. So I'm going to duplicate this and then delete these vertices. I'm going to select this and scale it down just until it aligns right about here. So yeah, that looks good to me. We've scaled this down. Now we're going to okay, we're going to extrude this out and then align it with this part. Next we're going to move these vertices right about here. All right, so we're going to select this control loop once more time, scale it down just a tad bit because okay, now we're going to do this once more time. Going to scale it down, align it, scale it up if needed, and we're going to do this one more time. We're going to do this, add a control loop and scale it up, and yeah, all right, this looks good. Now we're going to go to this front view once more and align this with this right here. So yeah, same thing once more. Now we are going to scale it -1 and move it to the other direction, not this one, this one. All right, so this looks good to me. We're going to make the rudder. It's a bit more complex, but yeah, you'll get it with practice. So I'm just going to take the a screenshot. So yeah, this is a very basic model done. Obviously the rudder is not complete. A lot of the stuff is not done, like the cutouts for the wings, ailerons, elevators, flaps and stuff is not done, but I gotta go sleep now. So I'll see you all tomorrow, I guess. So thank you all. If you got any doubts or questions, obviously you can go to the comment section. So thank you all.